Now, very often, non-dual teachings or realization or understanding points us to I am not the body, but there's a kind of disconnect then from this lived experience, yeah, and the knowing that I am not limited to this experience and this body. So what we're speaking of here is of the paradox, yeah, the paradoxical understanding, the paradoxical recognition that my true identity is not I am the body. And yet we must be fully present in the body as the body, which is the felt sense of presence, before we can be free of a limited belief that I am just this body. When we are hooked into I am this body, there are certain veils that take place that prevent the full flow of divine life force, intelligence. One of the veils is, if I am this body, then I am separate. I am separate from other bodies. I am separate from life. I am separate from, yeah, whatever it might be. Yeah, it's a root, a core belief in separation that creates fear, that creates anxiety, that creates scarcity, that creates competition, survival. Survival in the sense that I must get as much as I can for myself in order to feel secure, in order to feel safe, in order to protect myself, to defend against other bodies, other entities, other beings, yeah, other life forms or not life forms. Yeah. So it creates a contraction. That contraction is called tension. It is tension not only in the body, in the nervous system, but it's also tension in the mind, because there's a whole set of beliefs there. I am separate, therefore, yeah, I don't have enough. It's a sense of not enoughness. It's a sense of lack. Yeah? It's a sense of I need to survive at all costs. This tension creates a lack of groundedness, a lack of true groundedness, which is essentially a dynamic aliveness, which is what presence is. When we speak of presence, very often we mistake that. It's mistaken for a kind of mental mindfulness. Yeah, to be present, to be aware of every thought, to be aware of what I'm doing, to be aware of every perception. This is mind activity. True presence has nothing to do with the mind. True presence is a deep relaxation in the silence of being, in the stillness of being. You may say, well, what has that got to do with being in the body? What has that got to do with groundedness? It grounds us in that which informs the body, which is the unified field of beingness. To simply be, I am. Not I am this or I am that, but simply I am. It's a deep rest. Just this, just here, in the unified field of consciousness, of awareness, that is the backdrop, but not a backdrop that is removed, distant from us, a backdrop that is intimate, at one with this that I call or experience as the body, the self, and the whole experience. This is always here. This is presence. Yeah, it's a relaxation, not a mental focus. It's an undoing, not a tightening. It's a softening and relaxing. This allows us to stop being so identified by the body, identified with every single symptom and sensation and problem and ache and pain. It allows aliveness, true aliveness, to inform us. It's what informs the cellular body. And inside every cell is space. Space, stillness, and silence are the light of being. It's so simple, it's so accessible. It undoes tension. And it allows us to be fully present. In other words, we don't space out or attach and identify to thought activity. Whether it's thought activity about this body, thought activity about me and my position in life, thought activity about lack, thought activity about survival, thought activity about belonging, because one of the byproducts of being over-identified with the self, the me self, yeah, which includes the body, as a separate entity, being over-identified, is that we then feel alienated and we need to belong. We need to belong to a tribe. This is tribal consciousness. I belong to this tribe. The tribe can be a set of beliefs, yeah, any kinds. There might be spiritual beliefs, there might be political beliefs, they might be any kind of belief, yeah, and we belong to that tribe. Or we belong to the tribe of the family, and then we have to fit in with that, and there are certain rules. Yeah, we need to behave in a certain way, or be a certain way, or respond in a certain way, or whatever it might be, or achieve in a certain way. And then we belong, and there's a kind of safety in that. There's an identity in that. But that is a tribal identity. Or it might be friendships. Yeah, certain types of friends, and you need to be included. Yeah, this keeps the prison of the me identity intact. The true belonging is simply the at-oneness with the infinity of beingness. This is our true home.